I went to the Brian Pillman Memorial Show, I believe it was 1999, with my girlfriend at the time. And I really wanted to meet Ric Flair. So during the meet and greet, I do that. Everything goes really well. We find our seats. The show starts. We're enjoying the show. She gets up to go to the concession stand. She's approached by, I don't know if it's a handler or just someone in his camp or whatever, but she basically gets invited back to Ric Flair's place after the show for a, quote, party. So she comes back to sit down, and she's super excited, and she's like, you'll never believe what happened to me. I just got invited to go to a party with Ric Flair. We should go. And I'm like, well, I don't think we are invited. I'm pretty sure it's a party for you and probably a few other girls. She was like, oh, you can come too. Just not realizing exactly what's going on here. It got to the point where I literally had to tell her, look, you can go if you want, but you're going to find your own way home. And that was a drive from Cincinnati to Louisville. So she wound up coming home with me. Yeah, she didn't get to go party with Ric Flair.
Oh, how timely this call is. First of all, that Pillman Memorial Show was over 20 years ago. And I've been preaching on this podcast that Ric Flair, not the best of people, still owes Carrie Silken $30,000. But this guy, and this is all alleged, because this is just a story. The $30,000 isn't alleged. He owes Carrie Silken $30,000. He agreed to do 6 shows, only did 3 shows, went back to WWE, and refused to give Carrie the money back that he paid him up front. But all the other stories, I don't know about. These are anonymous phone calls. They're all alleged. But he thought he was Motley Crue. He thought he was Guns N' Roses. He thought he was Kiss. He had a security guy go pick out his girls and bring them to the back. It's like Almost Famous. Except this was the Brian Pillman Memorial Show. It was an independent wrestling show. Maybe 1,000 people, if that. I mean, this isn't a giant arena. It was literally in a small high school somewhere in the Cincinnati area. And he's still got personnel trying to pluck women out. And case in point, there's people who are like, this is gross, sir, you're gross. There are going to be people who are like, hell yeah. But there's this woman who's just like, no, I think we're going to go to a party. And what do you think's going to happen at that party? The caller knew. Sadly, the women don't always know. And then that's when people become assholes. I, for one, don't not believe it. But again, these are just stories. Tales from the anonymous wrestling fan. Hey, thanks for watching. That call was part of a whole podcast called Wrestling Anonymous. Listen to the whole thing weekly. Wherever you listen to your podcast, go subscribe. And while you're at it, subscribe right here on YouTube to Colt Cabana's channel. Thank you.